Hello students. Till now we have seen that solids they contain crystal lattice, and this crystal lattice they are made up of unit cells. We have seen various types of unit cells, their rank per atom, their rank, that is the atom per unit cell, etc. Now today we are going to study close packed structures. We know in solids the constituent particles, which can be either atom, molecule or ion. The constituent particles are closely packed, or I can say tightly packed. Now what do you mean by closely packed? It is when the maximum space is occupied by these constituent particles and minimum space is vacant. Now when maximum space is occupied by the constituent particles, it leads to stability. And therefore maximum solids try to acquire arrangement where the maximum space is occupied or the constituent particles are tightly packed. This is also reason why solids have high density. Because of the close packing or because of the maximum space getting occupied by the constituent particles. So today we are going to learn about how these constituent particles are arranged in different directions or different manner. Different solids have different constituent particles, but in this video we'll be considering all these constituent particles are hard spheres. For explanation purpose, we will consider these constituent particles as hard spheres. Now we are going to study their arrangement in one direction, two direction and three dimension. That means we'll be studying their arrangement in x-axis, x and y-axis, x, y and z-axis. So let us begin. Very first we'll study about close packing in one dimension. Now when we are discussing close packing in one dimension, only one arrangement is possible, and that is along x-axis, or I can say lengthwise. So the particles they are tightly packed along x-axis. So we are considering the constituent particles as hard spheres. Each coin of carom here, it is representing one constituent particle. So when we are talking about the one dimension, all the particles are arranged lengthwise or they are arranged along the x-axis. Now only one coin I have shown separately so as to explain you the concept of coordination number. Now what is the coordination number? That is the nearest neighboring particle to which one particular constituent particle is in contact with. So as we can see here, one constituent particle is in contact with only two nearest neighboring particles, and therefore coordination number for the arrangement in one dimension is 2. This you have to remember. The same thing we will try to represent diagrammatically. Suppose I am considering this constituent particle. It is in contact with two more constituent particles, and therefore the coordination number is 2. Now let us study close packing in two dimensions. Two dimension means we are considering along the x-axis the arrangement of the constituent particle as well as along the y-axis. And there are two types of arrangement possible: square close packing and hexagonal close packing. First of all, let us discuss square close packing. In square close packing, as you can see, one layer of the particles is arranged along the x-axis and the second layer of the particles is arranged just below it in the similar manner. For example, this is the first layer of the constituent particles. Second layer will be attached just below it in exactly same way. So the arrangement of constituent particles is exactly same whether we consider x-axis or whether we consider y-axis. Now if we look in this packing, that one constituent particle is in contact with 4 nearest neighboring particles, and therefore the coordination number for this type of arrangement will be 4. If I join the center of these particles, it will give a square, and therefore this type of packing is called as square close packing. Now when the particles are arranged in x-axis and y-axis, since we are considering them hard sphere, you can see some vacant space is lying between the particles. These vacant spaces are called as voids. Now depending on their shape, they have been given different names. For example, in this case, this void is of square shape and therefore it is given the name as square voids. Diagrammatically, how can we represent this? The constituent particle getting arranged in x and y axis. Let us focus on any one constituent particle, and now we know it is in contact with 1, 2, 3 and 4 particles. If we arrange them, if we join them, it will give a square, and therefore the name of this packing is called as a square close packing. Let us move on to hexagonal close packing. But before that, since all these layers are same, the particles are arranged in the same layers, and therefore it is called as A type of packing, indicating that first, second, third, fourth and so on, these layers are arranged in the similar manner. Okay, now we'll begin with hexagonal close packing. Now there is one more way of arrangement the particles in the second layer. When we have arranged first layer along the x-axis, when we are arranging the second layer, we can place the particles in between the space of the above two, and that will give a different type of arrangement. So this is the first layer. Now the second layer, instead of placing just below it, we will put between the space of two constituent particles. So this is how overall it will look like. The second layer of the constituent particles will be arranged between the space of the first layer. If I consider any one constituent particle, it is in contact with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 neighboring particles, and therefore the name of this arrangement is hexagonal close packing. Now if you observe carefully, you can see some spaces in these molecules, and these spaces, they are of, which we call as void, they are of two types. They are of triangle shape, one, and these are of two types of triangle. In one arrangement, the triangle apex is pointing upward, and the second one, the triangle or the void is pointing downwards. So we have got here triangular voids. The voids you can see in the diagram also, these vacant spaces. So this layer, it is pointing upward, triangular void, and the second layer, it is pointing downward. Now again, if we consider any one constituent particle, it will be in contact with, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 nearest constituent particles. If we join them, it will give a hexagon, and therefore the name of this packing is hexagonal close packing. Obviously, the coordination number for this type of arrangement will be 6. So in 2 dimensions, there are 2 possibilities of arranging the constituent particles. One gives a square close packing and another gives hexagonal close packing. In hexagonal close packing, the first layer arranged in different way and second layer is in a different way, and therefore the name of this packing will be AB type of packing. If we talk about how much exactly space is occupied by the voids, that is the empty space, and exactly how much space is occupied by the constituent particles, then for square close packing it is 52.4%. That is 52.4% space is occupied by the constituent particles, and in hexagonal close packing it is 60.4%, and the remaining space is vacant. Since more space is occupied in hexagonal close packing, Therefore, it will be a more stable arrangement. So close packing in 3 dimensions, it gives 3 types of arrangements. First type of arrangement is called as AAAA type of packing. Second type of arrangement is called as AB type of packing, and third one is called as ABC type of packing. Now this chapter is little bit of imaginary type. You have to imagine the arrangement of constituent particles. There are some pictures given in your NCERT. You can refer them also. Now what do you mean by AAAA type of packing? When we are discussing close packing in 3 dimensions, we are talking about the 2 layers. Okay. So the first constituent particle layer, and the second layer will be placed just above it. That is what we call as AAA type of packing. For example, this will be the first one where we are considering only x-axis and y-axis. Now when we'll consider along the z-axis, the second layer will be placed exactly above these particles. So that is called as AAA type of packing. Now AB type of packing means the first layer of the constituent particles and the second layer will be placed just above the first one. It will be in the similar way. It is called as AB type of packing. It ultimately results in hexagonal close packing. We call hexagonal close packing by the short form HCP. Now we can arrange the atom in such a way that the voids are covered. For example, in this arrangement, I can place the next constituent particle exactly on the void. So now this is going to give a different type of arrangement. Now since the voids are covered, the whole arrangement gives a tetrahedral type of look, and therefore this void will be called as tetrahedral void, where the constituent particles which are producing a void, triangle void, on that we will arrange one more constituent particle. This is called as a tetrahedral void. Tetrahedral void results in tetrahedral structure of the solid. In the last type of arrangement, that is ABC type of arrangement, the first layer will be called as A, the second layer will be called as B, and this third layer will be called as C. Now there is some special arrangement in this. Here one void is already created in C layer, and if I remove this, there will be one more void below it. This void is pointing upward, and the void which is just placed below it, it is pointing downward. So there are 2 types of voids over here. One pointing upward and the one pointing downward. Such voids are called as octahedral voids, and the arrangement is called as ABC type of arrangement. Now this type of arrangement results in cubic close packing, also called as CCP or FCC. Okay, let us try to see this diagrammatically. This is the first layer, A layer. This is the second layer, B layer, and the one with red color, it is C layer. Now in this you can see there is one triangle pointing downward, and there is one more triangle which is pointing upward. So this one which is pointing downward, and one more which is pointing upward. So such void is called as octahedral void. Octahedral void, as we can see here, is made up of 2 tetrahedral void. One tetrahedral void pointing downward, one tetrahedral void pointing upward. So octahedral void is made up of 2 tetrahedral voids. When we get a tetrahedral void, when we have constituent particles arranged and one more constituent particle is placed above that, now the vacant space will be called as a tetrahedral void, and 2 tetrahedral voids makes 1 octahedral void. So this whole arrangement will result in cubic close packing. We call it as a CCP, or it will result in face centered cubic packing. We call it as FCC. The coordination number in such type of arrangement is 12. Even for HCP arrangement, the coordination number will be 12. Now the thing is that in the numerical it will be given to you whether it is a HCP or FCC or CCP. Now you have to remember at least some common example which shows HCP, FCC or CCP arrangement. HCP arrangement is shown by the elements like magnesium, molybdenum, beryllium, zinc. CCP arrangement is shown by the metals like copper, iron, nickel, aluminium, gold and silver. If the number of close packed structure is equal to n, then the number of octahedral voids equals to n and the number of tetrahedral voids will be equal to 2n. But how can we calculate n? N is nothing but Z, that is the rank of the unit cell or number of atom per unit cell. So we'll try to find out for these three arrangement. For primitive unit cell, we know that N or Z is 1 and therefore octahedral voids also become 1 and tetrahedral void becomes 2. For body centered cubic unit cell, N is 2. So let us try to solve one numerical which gives us an idea about how to get the formula of compound by using tetrahedral and octahedral voids. What is the main information that we have to look for in the given set of numerical? It forms a CCP arrangement. N will form CCP arrangement and M is occupying 1/3 of the tetrahedral voids. Now let us go for the solution. Now we know N forms CCP type of packing. I will say the number of tetrahedral voids is equal to, let's say, 2x, because the tetrahedral voids will be always double in number. Now 1/3 of these tetrahedral voids, these are occupied by atoms of M. So how can we calculate the space occupied by M? That will be equal to 1/3 into 2x, that is 2/3x. So if we consider both M and N, M is occupying 2/3x whereas N is occupying x. So I will say it is 2:3 and therefore the formula of this compound will be M2N3. So this is how, when we know the information about the tetrahedral void and octahedral void of a particular compound, how much space is occupied by tetrahedral, how much space is occupied by octahedral, we know whether it is a CCP or HCP or FCC, we can easily find out the structure of the given compound. That's all for the day. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.